Hello everyone, and welcome to day 25 of 25 lives, and we are creating a waterfall card. Let's see here. I'm just going to make sure I'm in the right spot at the right time here. It is 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, and we are August the 14th. I see some people hopping on, which is great. Let me know where you're watching from. And we are going to get started in a couple minutes. First of all, I just wanted to just wait a couple minutes till. There we go. I am good. Excellent. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Jan. I got your message. Hope you are getting settled in. All right, Florence. We got from California. Josie, hello. Judy, hello. Welcome, Christine. Muggy, Winnipeg. Tonight here, we have got some rain that's just started, don't we, Barbara? Judy, I don't know if it's raining out in Souk yet, but it's definitely raining out our way, and it actually, it just smelled, the air smells good, you know, after it's been hot for so long, and then you get that first rain. Yeah, it smells fresh out there, and yeah, it's a little bit cooler, which is nice. We've had some hot days, so it's kind of nice to have a cool day, which is good. Okay, we got Saskatchewan watching. All right, so hello everyone and welcome. We are on day 25. They have flown by, and we have covered a lot of things in 25 days of lives. We have done scrappy cards, we have done techniques, we have done brayering, we have done vellum, we have done mini cards, we've done boxes. Let me see, we've done fun folds. Trying to think what else we've done. We've done a lot. We've covered a lot, right? And it has been a blast. So I want to thank you for hanging in there and tuning in each night. I appreciate everyone who drops in and says hello. Let me see. I was just counting. I've given away, I think, 18 out of the 25 giveaways so far. I'm going to be giving away some more prizes tonight, and then I will do probably the last few. I will let everyone have kind of a chance to comment on the live, and then I will be doing one last post for a couple more prizes. Okay, so I just did some draws. I've got Donna Hogg, congratulations. We've got Tamara Crandall, we've got Sandy Roussel, and we've got Janet. I already messaged you. I've got yours already labeled, a fun fold ready to go out, and I sent you the link. So congratulations to the last 4 winners that I just did some draws and posted their names. Like I said, I've got a few more to go. I'm going to give away let's see, what have I got here? I've got some embellishments, I've got some note cards, and I've actually got a kit I'm going to give away as well. So for the actual products, you do have to be within Canada for me to be able to ship out products to you for prizes. But if you are outside of Canada and your name comes up, I have got lots of PDFs, so I can send you a PDF class of a fun fold or something fun that you can use to create some cards in your craft room with all the loot that you've got in your craft room. Okay, so today, fun fold, waterfall. It was the most requested thing for what you wanted to see. So, and to tell you the truth, I had not made one before, which is, at least I don't think I have. It's been, I mean, out of my 17 years, maybe I made one at some point, but not that I can recall. So I'm excited to create this with you. I have got a whole bunch of notes on all my measurements. I have created one this afternoon, and I'm going to be creating another one with we are diving into Christmas. I hate to tell you, we're doing Christmas again. Yesterday was your first peek at, let's see here. We did the, it was the tags and more designer series paper. And we did the double one sheet wonder. I love how all the cards turned out. And then today I am going to be doing something snowy. So Snowy Delights is one of the bundles that I happened to pick up from the pre-order. So I have got the dies. I have also got it comes with some masks. I love doing masks. So I will do a little demo of the masks. I've already done one and cut it out, but I will show you just a little side demo of how beautiful the masks are, okay? And 17, I must have been a baby, I know, right? Yeah, 17 years it has been since I have officially joined Stampin' Up. It's crazy. I think it was 17 in August. Yeah. Sometime in August, sometime this month. It may have already passed. But I am excited to share with you some more new papers and set of dies, some masks, all the good stuff. Okay? All right, you have this one. Well, you're going to see a waterfall card made with this. Okay, Linda? All right, so let's head down to my workspace. And I'm going to show you, first of all, a waterfall card that I created. And this is one using the Celebratory Sips suite. So I made this one this afternoon just because I wanted to do a little warm-up one. So you could see something that wasn't Christmas. But this one is just really easy to use because there's so many cute little images within the papers that it was an easy one to come up with. Another bundle that I had on my list to do was actually the Terrific Toadstools, because I thought that that one would be really easy to do, you know, like little tiny, all the different sizes of the mushrooms along it, and it would be cute, right? And the little ladybugs that are in that set. So you might see that one yet, but I'll let you have a look at this. So this is the fun fold we're doing today. Are we ready? Here we go. So we have got, it's going to go like a little mechanism here. I've got a little pull tab that I put a little strawberry slush ribbon on, and it says, "It's your day." I'm going to do it slow. Let's celebrate. Cheers to you. And then on the tag bar it says, "Let's get this party started so I can be home by 9. I thought that was cute and cheeky. So the one thing that, I mean, I have not made one for, if I even have, one thing that I would recommend is if you are going to add, I wanted to add a little drink here that I had cut out. And if you're going to do that, I would recommend doing it on the side next to the little pull tab, because you will see that when I go to push this back in, see how, because this was a piece that was cut out, it catches a little bit. So I've just had to lift this up a little bit to push it back in there. Okay, like that. But that was a cute one, right? So it's your, so fast, here we go. It's your day, let's celebrate. Cheers to you. Let's get this party started so we can be home by 9. All right. And then on the inside, I have got an additional little greeting. So you can do it so it's just one-sided, so that you have the waterfall on the front, and then you just have a piece of paper here that you can sign. I wanted to keep mine as a card front and still have an inside. So I thought I'd decorate it up with a couple more drinks, and it says, I don't know about you, but I feel like you're not 29 anymore, to go with that cheeky little greeting on the pull. Isn't that cute? So that is, I thought, a really cute one with all the special little drinks for summer. So there you go, the end of summer waterfall card before we attack the winter snowy card. Okay, so I'm going to put that one aside. I'm going to go over all of the pieces that you're going to need to actually make a waterfall card. I'm going to show you the papers that I'm using. So these are going to be part of my paper ribbon and the Gold Shaker Stars product share. And these are the Elegant Pine Snowflakes Designer Series paper. And I love these because they're so pretty. I just love the colors that are in them. I was checking out the opposite side, so let's see here. So there is like the pine that looks like snowflakes. And then there's just this paper I think is gorgeous with the, I think this is Secret Sea that's in the background. It's not a black, it's a Secret Sea. And it almost looks like that technique you do with the embossing folder where you have a black in the background and all the shaded colors. Isn't that pretty? I should do that for one of our lives too. I got a list of so many things that you guys had suggested that I did not even get a chance to get to in the 25 days of live. So we're going to continue having some fun creating together. So again, snowflakes made, but if you look closely, it's like pine needles that are making the snowflakes, which is very pretty. Okay, and then these are just kind of like icy looking. It reminds me of a technique done with pink salt on a watercolored surface. You get kind of this sort of look. Again, another thing, we got to do that technique, don't we? Many things. Okay, so those are the beautiful papers. I didn't even get to this one. Look at how beautiful that one is. That one's really pretty too. I love it with the dark background. Just so beautiful. Okay, so those are the papers. All right, I know we still have to get through fall before Christmas, but I just couldn't help but share because the stuff came and I just couldn't wait. Okay, so I'll do a little warm up here with, these are the masks that go with the snowflakes. I mean, I have been shading with them already, but I'm going to just show you what these look like before we actually make our card. Okay, so I'm going to grab a piece of, do I have a piece of chunk of white here? Let me just see. Let's grab a piece. Okay, so I'm just going to cut down. Ooh, I know that it's raining now. It is. It's starting to rain pretty good out there. And, oh my goodness, Jim is running inside and outside like he's so excited because it hasn't rained for so long. And there's wet little paw prints that are all over the place. Okay, so here is the beautiful snowflake. Look at how pretty that is. Snowflake image. It's got some cute little greetings, and I am going to incorporate this into the waterfall card that we're going to make. So you don't have to have small images, you can have pieces of images. So you're going to see how this works. I also have I have die cut out of the new festive velvet paper that is being released in September, and I have used that for one of a large snowflake that I cut out. But let's show you this one. Okay, so I'll do just a very quick shade through. Let's see, I'm just going to pop it on like that. That should do it. Like I said, I've already die cut one out, but you might as well see how this shades together with the masks. If you have not used our masks before, they are pretty amazing. They have a little number at the top, and it walks you through the order in which you use the shading, and it has a little notch at the top as well, so you know which, or you know, basically the direction in which your mask needs to go and the positioning of it. Okay, what I like to do before I start is I like to ground my paper that I'm going to be using for the mask. I just got a little glue dot there. Okay, just so it stays in one spot, especially if the piece of paper that I'm using is smaller than the actual masks. Okay, you'll see in a second why. So this is, oh, that's number 2. Let's get to number 1. So this is mask number 1. Okay, so you're seeing a little bit, we are nowhere near close to snow, but some snow happened to be falling in my pre-order box, and I just had to bring it out and have some fun with it. So Waterfall, it's more going to be like snowfall. Instead of a waterfall card, it's going to be a snowfall card. Okay, that's what we're going to call it tonight. So I'm going to start with some balmy blue, and I am just going to do a little bit of shading. So some of you may have, if you are part of my Stamp It Canadian team or a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you may already have these gorgeous masks. Whether you've had a chance to play with them or not, you may not have. So this is kind of a spoiler alert for those of you who have them. If you are not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, if you haven't bought the starter kit, and I really shouldn't say like, I mean, it's demonstrator status, but I feel like it's more like a membership, a membership, because for, I'd say 85% of the people that end up getting the starter kit through me, they buy it for their own discount, and they don't, you know, they don't want to look at how beautiful that is. They don't want to, you know, run classes, that sort of stuff. They just want to be able to get a discount on their stuff, right? So, and they want to get the stuff early, like pre-order, like we've done here. Now, I need a pen because I forgot to mark this. I just go by eyeball, but if you like to have things a little bit easier to kind of help line things up, you can kind of mask around there like that. Okay, and that will help with placement of each of the masks. Okay, so that was number 1. We're going to go to number 2. So now I know that this is the direction it goes up. It roughly goes right around there. Okay, I know I start there, and then I kind of look to see where it is going to be placed. And within the mask, there's always going to be areas that you can see that are outlined within the mask. So the last one, it went all the way around the outside, and you saw all of those lines within the mask. This one, it's outlining around those center pieces that you can see. So you can see it through there. And I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. Okay, let's see. I'm going to just use this one again. Okay, so I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, so slightly darker color. And I'm just going to go over it. Like that. So we are going to get onto the waterfall card. If you are, whoop, it moved on me. If you are just tuning in, I'm just showing you this Snowy Delight mass bundle. Like, it's a bundle that has dies and it has stamps and it has this beautiful mask. And I have actually used these snowflakes in the waterfall card. So I just want to show you how I created them. Okay, so see how you can see the 2 different shades now? Isn't that pretty? We're going to keep going. We're going to go with number 3. So each one gets a little bit smaller. There we go. And let's see what these are going to outline. Okay, so see how the circles are going within the lines down the center, and these are just framing in like half of those little ovals in the center. Okay, so you got to play around. You use this as a guideline and then play around with it until you can see Okay, I think I'm centered around all of those lines, so I'm good to go. Whoop, until I move it. If you're nervous about movement, what you can do is you can use some washi tape or post-it note or something to kind of help. Oh, this is going to look so pretty. To help you keep this in place, right? You can use a little bit of masking tape or something around the edge. Okay, you ready? Look at that. Okay, so see how each mask is giving you a little bit more detail? Beautiful, right? I'm going to show you one that I did earlier today as I was getting ready for the waterfall card. And instead of this one, I just did with Pretty Peacock as the outline. The one that I did that we're using in the card, I did silver embossing. You're gonna love it. So I did the outline, I stamped the outline of the stamp, and I used silver embossing. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. I used silver embossing so that I could have a silvery, beautiful look around the edges of the snowflake for the card that we're gonna do tonight. Okay. All right, so this has got some detail that is going outside of the first snowflake. So at any point you can say, okay, that's enough detail for my snowflake, and you can cut that out, okay? This is the next step. And this is going to give you, I'm using the Pretty Peacock, which is the darkest color. I wonder how striking it would look if you brought in the Secret Sea for your last little dots. I think that would look gorgeous. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, third, what is the color on the third masks? So I went Balmy Blue. Then I went Lost Lagoon, a light touch, okay? Then I went Lost Lagoon on the third mask, a heavier touch. And then I just did Pretty Peacock, okay? So here is your final beautiful look. There it is right there. Isn't that pretty? So that, as you work through the mask, just think of all the different colors that you could use. You could use different shades of gray and blue. You could use kind of more of a pool party tone of blue instead of the greeny blues. You could use black with silver embossing in there. You could really get creative with it, okay? But that is what the masks do, and I just wanted to show you because they are quite pretty and they're easy, right? Do you not need to tape it down? It sits still by holding. Yes, I lock her down with my hand there like that, but I can hold it and it does stay still enough for me. Yeah, so it all depends what you're comfortable with. And if it moves a little bit, I can adjust it pretty quickly. Okay, so that is just a sample of the snowflake. I'm going to get rid of this glue dot because it is going to want to stick all my pieces that I don't need. And now we're going to move into the actual waterfall or snowfall card, we're going to call it tonight. To tape it down, I put a glue dot in the middle. I did put a glue dot in the middle, but I held the masks. Okay. All right. So for a waterfall card like this one, if you're just tuning in, we're going to create a waterfall card, but with snowflakes. Okay. So for a waterfall card, you need a few different pieces. So I have got four pieces that are 2 1.25 by 2.25. Okay, that's the start. 4 of them, 2.25 by 2.25. Okay, then I have got 4 pieces that are 2 by 2. So for the celebratory sips card, I ended up using all white. For this one, I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to use alternate them white and blue just to see what that looks like. I think it's going to look good. Yeah, we'll see, right? Now I have got a piece that is 4 by 3 4 by 3/4. This is going to hold down, this is our anchor that's going to anchor down our fold card, which is the mechanism, the piece that slides back and forth. Okay, so that's going to be our hold. It comes in a full sheet. Do I have it still here? I should have brought my list of what all these things were called because they're all new. But this is beautiful snowflake embossed paper, and you get 6 sheets of this in a package. You're going to get in the paper share, you're going to end up with I think 2.5, like basically 6 by 12, because I cut down to 6 by 12 to fit in the box. So you get 2 6 by 12s and then a 6 by 6 of it in the paper share. But this is pretty, and you could even brush some color over those gorgeous snowflakes. Okay, so that is our anchor. Then we have got a piece that is, move these up. These are all the pieces. There is a few pieces in this card. This is 4 by 5.25. And this is the new paper that I just showed you. So this is the Elegant Pine snowflake paper. I'm using kind of that beautiful icy crystallized side to it. And there is the other side, which I mean, that would be pretty too. But I think I'm going to use the crystallized side. I think. We'll see. We'll see in a second. We'll make that final decision. Okay. This piece here is 9 inches by 2.25. Okay. This is actually going to be the mechanism that pulls back and forth where all your cards attach to. And then I've just got a regular card base. For this card, I ended up having it this way. Okay. For this one, I'm going to do it this way. Okay. Either way, it works great. Okay. Now, you don't have to have a full card front. You could just have a single sheet, right? And then you could put a white sheet on the back to write on. But I like to have a full sheet, and I'm going to maybe use a little bit of the paper and some of the snowflake that I haven't used yet. Maybe I'll even stick part of this in there. That would look quite pretty. This is going to come into play for the inside. Yep, I'm going to do that. Okay, then for elements, instead of like for the last card, I ended up with all of these beautiful little drinks that I put on the layers of the waterfall. Instead, I used, we've got this beautiful snowflake die. So this is part of the dies. And I cut out a full die. This is the die that I used to cut out a snowflake like this. There's also another detailed layer. So if you wanted to, you could just layer up different pieces of cardstock or designer series paper to create a 3D snowflake look. And then there's even a larger one that if you wanted a little bit of a bigger outline, you could do that too. So you could make it a little bit bigger. In fact, I bet if you were to keep this over top of a side, you could make note card, snowflake little gift enclosures or note cards. You could have like little cards that open up in the shape of a snowflake. Again, for another live, all these cards, all these ideas are coming to mind. Okay, so out of the snowflake, I did this one. This is our velvet paper. It comes in garden green and real red. It's gorgeous. Okay, so that is one of the snowflakes I cut out. And then I told you that I already did one shaded snowflake, but this one, look at the difference. See that? So this one, if you look close, I actually embossed the outside of it before I used the mask. I did some embossing in silver embossing powder. Okay, so that's just a little bit, and I went a little softer on the actual colors. So you have more of a blended kind of softer look compared to this one. And I think having the lighter, like the silver outline, really lightens it as well compared to the pretty peacock outline. So yeah, so we're going to use that. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out the stamps, and it comes with this little die too that you can use for, there's a little greeting in here, a warm hello, or I think the joy to the world would fit in there as well. But just, that's a great little greeting oval. I like that. But let's get out our snowflakes. I'm going to use the snowflakes on one of the papers too. Okay. So I'm going to decorate up a couple of these squares. I have to decide on which ones I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to do on the white. I think I'm going to use this part of this snowflake. Isn't that pretty? Wink Estella would look beautiful on the snowflakes for sure. The only thing is what would happen if I were to put it over top of all the detail that we have masked, it would blend all that detail together. So you would lose the detail of the blending. That's the only thing with the Wink Estella on the snowflake. And I embossed it first before I shaded it. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down the center, and we are going to bring in, actually, you know what? I'm just going to glue this. Do I want it on here or do I want it on there? I'm going to go with here. Okay. And then I'm going to put some white snowflakes on that one. So I'm going to go with this snowflake going this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And I'm just going to trim as I go. Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of like that. Little squiggle. And we're going to bring this in. I am going to glue it down like that. Now, everything for the waterfall does have to be flat, otherwise it will catch. Okay. And then I can turn it around and I can do some trimming. Okay, so let's trim on here. Like that. Like, look at how beautiful that little part of that flake is. I love it. Okay, so that's one. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little piece here and a little piece down below, like there's more than one snowflake. So I'm getting all of this, and I'm going to do one kind of here. So I'm using this big snowflake, and I'm using the pieces of it. Okay? So you can always think outside the box and get creative with a large image like this. Okay, so now I've got that piece there, and then I can add, let's see here, what am I going to add? I'm going to add just a little tiny piece like that on there. Just like that. Okay, so there's that one, and then I can trim it up. So that's, like I said, it's going to be a snowfall card. I just got to get my scissors in there to trim it. Okay, so now we have got our snowflakes on that one. Okay, so there's another one with the snowflakes. I love those. Then I'm going to save this piece, and I might put this on the inside of my card on the corner. I haven't decided yet, but I have all of that bits of snowflake left. Okay, I am going to do some stamping onto this one, and I'm going to use the darkest color. So I'm going to use the Pretty and Peacock, and actually I'm not going to use the Pretty Peacock. I'm going to do, I like this little greeting, a warm hello. Okay, so with all this snow, sending a warm hello, I'm going to do that in the Pretty Peacock, and then I'm going to do some snowflakes in the Lost Lagoon, so it'll still stand out. Now I didn't condition these stamps like I normally do, so let's see how they're stamping the first time. Hopefully they're okay. Oh, I like those snowflakes. You know how sometimes they are good shaped snowflakes? These ones are good shaped snowflakes. Some of them are cute when they are with like little penguin sets or polar bears like we've had. This one is more of a detailed, so I like that. Okay, so there is another piece. So far we've got 3 out of 4. Then I am going to put this one over top of our last piece. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down first so that I can make it as large as the biggest square. Oh. Okay, the glue emergency again. I'm always having a glue emergency when I'm live, aren't I? Let's see. I think this one's got a little more. There. All good. Okay, so we're going to put this one down. Whoop, onto here. Like that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take the big snowflake here and we're going to put this over top. So I'm going to have to be tricky with the glue because we want it to stick down good onto here so it doesn't catch when it goes through the flip. Okay, so I'm going to just use part of this velvet, but I'm putting a fair amount all over the place. I know the last couple days have been Christmas, right? I'll switch back to fall. I love fall, but like I said, I just had all of these snowflakes where they were just calling my name, right? Nice. Yes, they would. With some clear embossing on it, that would be beautiful. This is a velvet surface, and you can see how it gives you the little detail on there, which is nice. I think that's going to be tucked down enough. Let's see, that one's glued down, that's glued down, that's glued down. I just want to add a little tiny bit just to secure this little tiny area. Okay, just a little bit. Fix this one. Yeah, a little bit there. I just want to secure that to the edge. Okay, now I can trim this one out, and then we're ready to start building our waterfall fun fold with a snowfall. Okay, so there is our snowflake on there. That is beautiful. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to start building the piece that is going to go onto here. So these 4 little squares are going to be attached onto this white piece, and I'm going to score that white piece in a second. I just want to get all of my 4 squares ready to attach. Okay, so there's a warm hello. I love how these turned out. And just by having a look here, I think that because we've got such beautiful snowflakes, I think the more plain icy backdrop is going to be perfect for this. We'll have another look in a second, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay. All right, so there's our snowflakes. Okay, so I'm going to put these up aside. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to do some scoring. And for this, I'm going to need my Stampin' Trimmer here with the scoring blade. Get the cutting blade out of the way. And again, this is 2 1/4 by 9 inches long. And I've got a little bit of scoring to do. I've got all my measurements off to the side here. So I'm going to score it first at 2 1/4. Nope, sorry, not 2 1/4. 2. Starting at 2. Then 2 3/4. Okay. Then from there, I am going with 3 1/2. And then 4 1/4. Okay. So there we have got, see where all of our little squares are going to attach here? Now I am going to just grab a corner rounder. Because I did like how on this one, how we had this little rounded tab to it and then just a little bit of ribbon. And I've got, actually I've got a piece that, I'll just use this. I was going to say I have some new blue sheer ribbon that just came in the box as well, which is fantastic. But I'll use the little scrap I've got of some Pool Party. Okay, so I'm just gonna, hold on. Got to get this in here straight. There we go. So I'm just going to round this. Make sure you're in there all the way. There we go. And then I am going to just punch just a little tiny hole in there. That's just hold the ribbon. Okay. Just like that. And you know what? I did that to the wrong side. Now, let's see. It's not going to make a difference. So I'm going to go down the other side. Sorry, everyone. There we go. This is the pull side, not the other side. Okay, so ignore what I just did to the other end. We're going to cover it up. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Now we're good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to really burnish these score lines really well. So I'm going to fold it over. And I'm going to fold it back. And over again. Okay, and back. And I'm just wanting to make sure that these kind of flow in both directions. Okay, I want them to be kind of so that they're creasing fine in both directions. That's going to make the flipping really clean, as if they will kind of go in both directions. So that looks pretty good. Okay, we're ignoring this because we're going to start attaching our squares. But what I want to do is I want to decide which order to put these in. So I think I'm going to go with this beautiful white one because it kind of goes the widest. It's going to be our first layer. Okay. Then because I'm flipping back and forth, I think I'm going to go this one. Then I'm going to go this one. Then I'm going to go this one. Okay. And that way I've got the blue, the white, the blue, the white. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So that means when I go to attach these, what I need to do is I'm going to start on this side here. Okay. So our tab is here. This is where we're going to start gluing our squares. And like I said, we're going to ignore the fact that that hole is there. Oh my goodness, that would have been disastrous. Let me just trim this a little bit of fluff on the edge. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you attach these, you're going to be attaching them to these areas. And one of the main things is you want to make sure that you are putting this is flush with the sides, and you're not putting it over top of the score line. So I'm putting it right beside the score line, but I'm not putting it over top, because if I were to put it over top, then this isn't going to flip the way we want it to. Okay, so there is that one. Then for the next areas of glue, we're going to put it right next to the score line, right next to the score line, and right on the edge there. Okay, so then we just take them and we start adding them just like that. Again, up to the score line but not over top. Then this one, and I am making this so that this is going to flip to the side. If you wanted to, you could make it so that it flips up and down. But this one is going to pull from the side. Okay, I want this all to set up nicely. If I wanted it to go this way, then I would make sure that my greeting that I've got on this one here is going in the right direction. But we're going to go this direction just like the last one I did. Okay, so this we're going to let the glue dry and set up. I'm going to bring in my card base, and I'm going to add a little bit of pretty stuff to it. So I do have the option of that one that we actually let's see, we could put this in there. If we did, I'm going to cut it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it so there's just half of it. Let's see. Let's do, we want it to be 5 1/4. So let's do about here. And you'll see what I mean by cutting it down here in a sec. And then by 4. Okay. So now I've made it so that you still have a place to write a greeting on the inside. Okay. And it kind of lines the inside, which is quite pretty. I was thinking about just adding the silver to the snowflake that I still have a piece of to the edge, but we can always add it onto an envelope, which would look pretty. I'm going to put that on the inside. There. Okay, so that's the inside of our card. This is going to be the outside of the card. And see what I mean? I think this would look prettier in behind because it's all icy compared to that. I think this is going to make a better impression there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this one down flat. Now, has anyone made a waterfall card before? They have been around for years and years. But you know what? It's fun to experiment and have some fun with new products with it and give it a different look. Okay, I'm going to just, okay, go ahead and I'm going to just pop this through. So we're doing a little string on here. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to trim this up. So there's our little pull tab. Now, if you want to stamp something, then you're going to want to do it now. Okay, so I am going to stamp a little greeting. Again, I'll show you this one. Even though we've got the prettiness on the inside, I made it so that when you pull it out, you've got a greeting here. Okay, so I want to do something on here. So I'm going to do a winter wish for snowy delights with family, friends, and long peaceful nights. I'm going to do both of those, and I will do them in the pretty peacock, and I'm going to stamp it just right in here. Now, if I was thinking, I would have done this first, because now I have all my pieces on it. So therefore, you guys just have to give me some good vibes that this is going to stamp perfect the first time. Okay, that's what's going to happen, is it's going to be perfect. Now I'm going to put it pretty close to the edge here. I just want to see how far this pulls out. Okay, we're good. Okay. A little nervous now. Here we go. And again, I'm not even conditioning my stamps. I'm just going for it. So against all my own rules. Okay. Okay, we're good there. Good there. Okay. Halfway there, right? Now, let's do our second part of our greeting. Let's make sure it's the right way up. Okay. There we go. Whew. All right, we're good. Now, I feel like we could do a few little snowflakes in there. This time maybe in the balmy blue. I condition my stamps just with an a eraser. That's all I use to condition the stamps. It just takes off a, oh, I like that. It just takes off a layer that I guess, you know, the photopolymer has a coating on it or a smooth surface to it. So it just roughens it up a little bit, or it takes off that slippery kind of slick layer so that the ink will stick to it, and then it would stamp actually a little more solid than that. But that stamped okay. I am happy with that, and I am happy with how this is looking so far. So now we need to add this little piece here to hold this down. Okay, so this is going to hold this into place for when this pulls. Now you want this to be, you want to get out your measuring tape here, and you want this to be 1.5 inches from the edge of your card. Okay, so I am going to, I'll do a little dot just next to it. 1.5, like that. Okay, and you're going to attach some glue onto here, but only on the edges. Okay, and you need this to really stick down. Okay, so I've got some liquid glue, and I can see my little dots there. You may not see them, but I can see them, and I am going 1.5 inches this edge from the side. Okay, and I need that just to sit in there like that. That's got to set up. Okay, I was brave stamping with all that stuff on there, wasn't I? Brave. I'm a brave stamper tonight. Okay, I could have popped this underneath first. That would have been smart, but it's okay. We got it. It's all good. Okay. So I'm just going to let this just set up. I want to give it a couple minutes. Meanwhile, I'm noticing, see how this is lifted a little bit, because I didn't get that little tip glued down. So I'm just going to just make sure all of these little edges are glued down. Okay. I don't want to take a chance of those getting caught when they flip. Okay, so while that is setting up, okay, we're going to give away a couple prizes because we are the 25th day of 25 Days of Lives, and I still have some prizes to give away. So let me start with a few things I've got here. Okay, I have got some of these ephemera pieces. They are little frame pieces, and I have got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're perfect to pop out and then stamp some greetings on. They're all different. Okay, so they're like little centerpieces for your card, and you can use them for little tags if you want. But I've got a couple packages of those. So you're getting one of each of the 4 sheets. And I'm going to mail those out if you are within Canada. If not, I'm going to give you a PDF to something fun if you're within the US. Okay, so I'm going to start. We're going to go with numbers 7 and 8. Let's go with numbers 7 and 8. Okay, I got 2 packages of them here, so we're going to go with number 7 and 8. And I can see where I am right now. So you guys pop a comment in there. I'm going to get ready to write some names down. I will, if I am not sure whether you're in Canada or not, I will ask you whether you are. And I can always, like I said, send you a PDF because I can't mail you this stuff. Okay, so let's see here. Number 7 and 8, here we go. All right, we have got Josie 1, Eva 2, Carol 3, Christine 4, Bonnie 5. We need a few more. Okay, we got Froggy 6, and Barbara Anderson, you are 7. Now, if I remember right, you are in the US, so I'm just going to make some notes here. Barbara Anderson. So I will be sending a PDF. I think last time I did the fun fold, so I will find a different fun fold for you. Okay, Barbara. Meanwhile, Margaret Ann, you are getting one of the prizes. And then, because I got 2 of them sitting here, the other one's going to Josie. I know you are within Canada. So there is where those ones are going. I'm just going to write this and I'm going to put them inside the packages so that I know exactly. I got to keep it so that I know where they're going. There's 1, and Margaret is 2, and Barbara, I'm going to find something good for you. I've got a lot of fun fold classes, full videos, so I'll be sending you one. Okay, so congratulations, all 3 of you. I'm putting those in my pile. Okay, I think we are ready to finish the gluing. Okay, so we want to have this is all glued on here sturdy now. I'm liking the inside. I love that. Okay, so this needs to be centered where you want it to go. Okay, then what I'm going to do, this is the last piece, so you want to make sure that it is straight, and you are going to open it up. Okay, make sure it's straight. That is the key, because this can kind of sway from side to side. So if you need to use your grid paper, make sure you're in line. Okay, that's straight. This is straight. That's looking pretty straight. Okay, that's where I want the tab to be. That's perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue. Come here, glue. And we're going to put glue just in this area. Okay, just in between here and here. Then we're going to close this up. And again, we want to make sure that it's closing and it's straight. Okay, because that's going to make the difference of this being straight or not. So really take some time. Make sure it is where you want it to be. I'm looking on an angle rather than up top, so hopefully this is looking pretty good. I think that's okay. And you want to press it down. Okay. Now, I made sure the glue was in the center so it doesn't seep over, right? We don't want it to seep over and onto our card, or else then it's going to be stuck in one spot. We don't want that to happen. We want the magic for it to be able to flip, right? Okay, so while this dries, guess what? We're going to give away another prize or two. Let's see. Okay, see what I got now. Let's keep them going. Prizes. Okay, I have got a package of 5 note cards and envelopes. If you happen to watch back in one of our first 25 days of lives, we did a set of note cards, and then we did a beautiful bag to put those note cards in. Do I have this style in a PDF? I do not. I do not. I'm sorry, I don't. But I do have some different ones. I'll go through them all and I'll find a good one for you. Okay. So this one I'm going to give away. And then, let's see, is this another set? Yeah, we got 2 of them. 2 sets of 5 note cards with envelopes. 5 note cards, 5 envelopes. Okay. So here we go. We are going to go for prize number, our name number 4 and 5. 4 and 5. We're keeping it short so we can see how this card turns out. 4 and 5. Okay, and then I am going to give away, just so you guys know what we're going to do with everyone. I'm going to give a couple days for those who are in a different time zone, or they're not able to watch because it's too late, they've already gone to bed. I want them to be able to get in on the draw because they have been following throughout this process of the 25 days. So I do have, this is the Loveliest Wishes, and it is a beautiful, beautiful kit. So this one I'm going to draw in a couple days, and I will put everyone whom did a comment into the draw for this. So you could still get this one if you're watching, but this one is going to also let those that comment in the replay win that, as well as a package of embellishments. Okay. Now, I did see that Donna was watching. Donna, you're one of the winners. I don't know if you saw your name posted, but you were one of my winners, so I'm going to be sending you a little something too. Okay. All right. So I got to go back to where I was, and I said 4 and 5, I believe. There we go. Okay. Sandy 1, Christine 2, Carol 3, Christine McKay. You love prizes. Guess what? You're getting one. Okay. Christine McKay. There we go. And I'm hoping to see you next month. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm sending this out to you. There we go. That one is for you. Congrats. Put it in the pile. And then who was next after you? Well, Margaret just got one. Lena, you've had 2. Linda, you have also. What prize? So let's see here. We're going to go for Joy, just so that other people get a chance to get some prizes. Okay, so Joy, you are going to get some note cards. Okay, so there we go. That one is for you. Perfect. See if we can get as many winners, different winners as we can. Okay, so this should all be set up. Now, for pulling this, you want to do it slowly the first time. Okay, because you want to make sure that it takes a little bit for, once you've done it a couple times, then it works nice and smooth. But we're going to do, are you ready? Oh, I can tell this is going to work well. So there's 1, 2, there's our snow, a warm hello, and there's our last one. Beautiful. Now you could do secondary pieces of paper if you wanted to here, right? If you wanted to, there you could do it. Christine McKay, I know there's 2 of you there. I can tell the difference because one of you has your photo and one of you does not. So yes, it is the other Christine McKay. Okay, and then I can push this back. So once you've done it a couple times, remember how I conditioned those score lines and I had them move kind of both directions to kind of get it moving? Yes, it was you. What we're going to do is give it a go again. Each time it does work a little bit smoother. Okay, so there's our greeting: a winter wish for snowy delights with family, friends, and long peaceful nights. And then you push it back, and there you have it. The only thing I can think of is if you were to have, depending on the card, if you have some other type of paper on here, it might take away from your elements on your flip, right? Yeah. Okay. And another thing is you can't add embellishments onto these pieces that are flipping because they will catch, right? And if they catch, then they're not gonna run smoothly. So if you're going to do elements on the card, then you have to do them outside of the mechanism part. Okay, so there we have got, as a request, waterfall cards. Here we go. We're ready. We're going to flip them all. There's one, and see how it goes much smoother. One, and then here is our It's Your Birth, or It's Your Day. Let's celebrate. Cheers to you. Let's get this party started so I can be home by 9. I love this card. And then the inside, I don't know about you, but I feel like you're not 29 anymore. That's what it says. Okay, cheeky card there, but it's a cute one. And this one has our warm hellos, our greeting there. And I mean, we could add another greeting. Let's see here. Mind you, we've done that. We've done that one as well. But you could do a little joy to the world if you wanted. But you've got your big snowflake there. So I think it's good just to write a little message, right? Yeah, there you go. All right. Day 25. There we go. We made it through. I had to double up on one day in there, but that wasn't too bad. Thank you guys so much for being part of 25 days of lives. If you have only caught a couple of the lives, there is 25 of them, and each one has something different for you. You guys help me work through them and help with some of the decisions and guided what I was making. I love that because I love a challenge. Like I said, I have not made one of these for years and years. I may have made one way back in the day. So this was a fun challenge for me to create these, and I hope you give it a try. It's easier than you think once you get everything glued in the right position. Yeah, I will do a couple more draws. The last 2 draws, I've got 2 more draws to do. I will take them out of the comments from tonight in a couple days, and I will put up the wheel, and I will let the winners know who they are. I will be, if you have not seen that you are a winner, I will be contacting you and getting a hold of either your email to send you a PDF if you're outside of Canada, or your mailing address so that I can mail you your prize. Okay? All right. Well, take care, everyone, and I will see you. You get a little break from me for a couple days. I will see you Sunday morning, and we'll create in the morning. On Sunday, we'll go for 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday is where you'll see me next. And I don't know what I'm going to create with. I think we're going to go a little fall. We're going to step back from Christmas, even though I have a ton of it in a box. And we're going to use some pretty fall papers and create something beautiful for fall. Okay? All right. Take care. Thanks again. Bye.